What resistance followed the 1960 for Civil Rights Act? What resistance followed the Civil Rights Act of 1964? This landmark legislation aimed to end racial discrimination, but the journey toward equality was far from over. After the act was passed, many white segregationists pushed back. They continued to oppose integration and used informal racism to resist change. Groups like the White Citizens Councils emerged, trying to maintain segregation and applying economic pressure on black activists. Even with new laws in place, many institutions in the South resisted enforcing them. At the same time, within black communities, there was a growing sense of frustration. Some activists felt that the changes were too slow and that the traditional civil rights leaders were not doing enough. This dissatisfaction led to the rise of the Black Power movement in the mid-1960s. This movement focused on racial pride and economic empowerment, sometimes advocating for self-defense. This new approach contrasted sharply with the nonviolent strategies of earlier civil rights efforts. Between 1964 and 1969, civil unrest surged in many black neighborhoods. Riots and protests erupted, often triggered by ongoing racial injustices and economic disparities. The assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. in 1968 intensified these tensions. Many white moderates began to withdraw their support for the traditional civil rights movement during this time. Despite the challenges, black resistance continued through organized efforts. Groups like the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, Congress of Racial Equality, and Southern Christian Leadership Conference remained active. They used tactics such as sit-ins, marches, and voter registration drives to confront segregation and discrimination. These movements built on earlier struggles and aimed to address not just legal segregation but also economic and social inequalities. The federal government responded to the ongoing resistance with more legislation. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 specifically targeted discriminatory voting practices. However, the fight for full equality continued. New grassroots organizations and movements emerged, tackling evolving issues like affirmative action and reproductive rights. In summary, after the Civil Rights Act of 1964, resistance came from both entrenched segregationists and within black communities. Activists pushed for faster, more radical change, leading to new movements and episodes of unrest that shaped the next phase of the struggle for civil rights.